Good morning, welcome back to BT. Well, you could get to work this morning, you could feel more energized, you could save money, you could get some exercise, get some fresh air if you're riding your bike. We got Josh Markham joining us from Mountain Equipment Co-op, going through some of the essentials you need. We've covered off the bike, so that's good to go. But now we got to talk about the person who's actually manipulating. I got to make sure that I'm dressed warm for this situation.
Absolutely, yeah. So layers are really important in the winter. I mean, you can dress in almost anything. I wore this to ride here this morning, so it doesn't matter that much. I just threw a jacket over top of it. But I brought some examples of things you can wear. So
we want to think layers.
Yeah,
want to think wind resistant.
Yeah. And especially if your ride's a little longer, it's nice not to wear your normal clothes because you'll get kind of sweaty if you're not careful. So.
Also, remind people that always good to be reflective. The more seen you are, the better off.
Yeah. So this jacket, it's going to be waterproof and it's going to be windproof. It's a good outside layer. You've got your reflectors on it, everything like that.
Underneath?
So this would be a good shirt. Kind of, you could wear it in the spring and fall on its own, but also in the winter as a layering piece. It's actually merino wool and it's a cycling jersey. So merino's nice because you won't. It doesn't smell bad once it gets sweaty. So it's kind of a nice material for that.
So depending on my workplace, I can actually pull this off. Like
absolutely,
I'm doing, pair of khakis.
Enough,
and goggles. You're saying that my tint is important because if I'm riding at night, I want to make sure I can see.
Yeah, exactly. So I usually suggest clear goggles, but some people like rose-colored or orange goggles too, and they work okay at night. But I'd stick with clear for nighttime riding for sure. And these really, when it's a little warmer out, you don't need them. But once it gets down below -20, especially, your eyes are going to be searing with pain if you're not wearing goggles. So
when you need them, you'll notice in a hurry. You want to have them with you at the very least. Yeah. Some of those small things too can make a big difference, including you're saying the right kind of oil for my bike.
Yeah, for sure. So I've got right here. It's a Phil's Tenacious Oil. It's called a wet lube, and it's a lot more viscous than a dry lube or a normal lube that people use on their chains in the summer.
Okay.
That would just wear off extremely quickly in the winter. And it would also just freeze up, and you'd get a rusty chain almost in a couple days of riding. Whereas this one, it'll stick around for a little bit longer. You still need to clean your chain regularly, more regularly in the winter than in the summer. Yeah, winter's hard on a bike just like it is a car. So
makes sense. And I want to make sure I have a multi-tool because one of the things about getting a breakdown is I can't call CAA if I'm riding a bike.
Well, you can now actually.
Get out of town.
Yeah, they actually have a bike program.
Do they show up in a bike?
Yeah, no, they show up in a truck, but still, they do have a program. So
all right, so if I don't have a CAA membership, then I should have one of those sitting in my bike.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got this. You can do some minor adjustments and a little bit of tune-up, and it's always a good idea to have a tire change kit, but it's not very pleasant to change a tire in the middle of the winter.
I promised I would only do it once because apparently it's 115 decibels, but a horn is also essential, even if it's not the loudest one in the world. But thank you for your information. We're going to put it all on breakfasttelevision.ca. Shall we now say good morning to Jenna Kahn?